Four-time Indy 500 winner Elio Castroneves gets a couple of surprises out at IMS today, and the Colts schedule is out. Welcome, sports fans, inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios. Felicia, we're almost to the weekend, my friend.
Yes, I'm ready to get there, but we are just so excited about this schedule because now we can start planning our social lives.
Exactly.
But, of course, we've got to get all our predictions in as well.
Yeah, we're going to do that for sure, so be sure to pay attention to the schedule. Taylor Tannebaum's going to be with us tonight. She's going to break it down for us as we take a look at the Colts schedule this evening. And Dave Calabro again with Elio Castroneves just minutes away here on this Thursday night. But as we do every weeknight here at 10 o'clock, want to begin with the weather. And, Angela, tomorrow's a big day.
It is a big day.
We have Friday. We've got practice and qualifications for the Grand Prix. And, it's a Friday, right?
It's a Friday. It's the month of May.
Yep.
It's a busy weekend, and we couldn't start it on a better note, actually. Lots of sunshine in the Friday forecast. Headed out to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Gates open at 7:30. There's qualifying off and on all day long.
Yep.
And it's going to be spectacular.
Nice.
Wind not too strong, which is good news for the drivers. Lots of sunshine, not too hot, not too cold. An 8 a.m. temperature of 64. We'll be close to 80 at noon, and then afternoon temperatures in that low to mid 80 range. So it is going to be a warm day, but not humid, and no rain in that Friday forecast. However, that does change as we head into Saturday. So we include a rain chance for the Grand Prix on Saturday afternoon. That green flag drops at 3:45. We're going to say scattered and not a washout, and here's why. Future Track 13 shows dry conditions tomorrow night, early Saturday. This is 8 a.m. and we're dry at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and most of central Indiana. What's left of that complex of storms starts to fall apart, but the boundary is overhead. So as we start to heat things up Saturday afternoon, that's the reason we've got a few spotty showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. But again, easy to see with Future Track 13. It is not going to rain everywhere all day long. We're just going to have a few pop-ups, which is very typical for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and a race and the month of May. And there's always seems to be this little window to get things in. But they do run in the rain on the road course.
Really?
Right, Taylor?
Yes.
Okay. They do run in the rain. Taylor knows more than I do.
They got tires for that.
They have
knows
tires
all
for that.
about that.
They just won't run in a downpour where visibility is an issue.
Right,
So
right.
we'll see. We'll see.
How you feeling about that
Interesting.
forecast?
Well, I didn't know that they were still going to run with the rain. That was my next question. Like, what happens? Do they have to, because for some reasons, don't they have to dry the...
For the oval, yes.
For the
why we
oval,
have Taylor here.
yes. Speeds factor in,
Yes,
right? So they go
sorry.
much slower on the road course, much slower on a road course because of all the turns. So they have to slow down when you're on the oval. They're topping
Interesting.
200 miles per hour, so you can't really run on that slick. So they'll throw those rain tires on, those wet tires on, and they'll get out there as long as, like she said, it's not too bad for visibility purposes.
As long
where it
as
gets
they
dangerous.
don't, as long as they don't need snow tires,
need that.
I'm
We're
okay.
past that. Are we
We are
We're past
done
that.
with
We are
snow.
past that.
Yeah, we're ready.
Fingers crossed.
And you know what? We're also ready for football, and tonight was big night because we finally get a chance to see the Colts season.
Yeah, it's one step closer to football season when we officially get that schedule release. As you can see, my notes are on. We're all absorbing this together. It's looking a little crazy right now. Obviously, once again, for the second straight year, 17-week schedule. So the Colts will have our 17-game schedule, excuse me. And if you break it down, it's pretty favorable, I would say, for the Colts. If you're looking at ESPN, they say their strength of schedule is tied for 26 in the league. So that's a good thing. It's not too bad, but if you want to break it down, if you start off their first chunk of the schedule, a lot of AFC South games, so we can know by Halloween where they stand in the AFC
Right.
South in the division. I know they've been in the hunt for this division title for a long time, so we'll look at the beginning. They start off on the road, back-to-back games on the road, at the Texans and at the Jaguars. Okay, so
gosh,
that's a good idea.
Let's just keep going.
so those
Go
are
to
two
week
very
3.
winnable games, but I say that when I say that, I mean like they haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014, and we all know how the season ended last year. I'm just going to speed through that.
Let's go to week 3.
So, they can really start off strong, 2-0 there on the road. They finally come home. Week 3, they get Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. So that will be the home opener here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Then week 4, again at home against the Tennessee Titans. So right there, you see 5 of their first 7 games on the schedule are against AFC South team. So you're going to know really early. And then you saw right there, number 5. Week 5 is a Thursday night game out in Denver against the Broncos, who now has Russell Wilson as their quarterback. So that's going to be interesting. A lot of this is going to be with all the quarterback changes, especially. A lot of this is going to be how these quarterbacks are faring with their new teams early on. We're going to find out with Matt Ryan. We're going to find out with Russell Wilson when it comes to the Broncos. I think that's going to be a tough turn for them.
Yeah.
That week 4 to week 5. After that early start, that it's a really short week going out, obviously, in that altitude. So if you want to flip it, we're going to keep it moving. Okay, so we're going to continue on into October. Week 6, you got Jacksonville at home again, at Tennessee. So you see again, there's the rest of the 5 of the 6 AFC games coming there before Halloween. So you're really going to know where they stand. Week 8, you guys. The Washington Commanders come to town. You know who that means. Carson Wentz's big return here to Indianapolis. So he will be back.
To see what kind of reception he gets.
Yes, week 8, week 9, they head to New England. So this little section right here will be tough too. Week 9 and week 10, which is early in November. 2 road games against 2 really good teams with really good quarterbacks. So you have the Raiders and the Patriots there.
I would guess a lot of fans are probably going to look at that Las Vegas road game and think, hey, that'd be a good one to go to.
Sure. That would be a really good one to go to right there. And, you know, they are playing against the AFC West this year, which has the best quarterbacks really in the entire NFL right now. You have a Derek Carr right there. Later in the schedule, they have Justin Herbert. They have, like I said before, Russell Wilson. So it doesn't get really easy for the Colts in this little stretch there. I would say in November is where it gets a little tough. We'll keep it rolling here. Like we said, you know, we're welcoming someone else back. Okay, week 11. Another one, Nick Sirianni, the former OC here, offensive coordinator, now the head coach of the Eagles. He's coming back here. And then you guys, the highlight really of this schedule. 4 primetime games for the Colts.
Monday night against the Steelers.
2 Monday night football games here in Indianapolis. They haven't had a Monday night football game in Indy since 2015.
Right.
So it's been a really long time. Jim Irsay has voiced his strong feelings about it, and I think the NFL was listening. It doesn't hurt when you have Jonathan Taylor and a Matt Ryan on your offense, right? So that week 12 against the Steelers is home. Monday Night Football going to be a blast. Then week 13, a big back-to-back here at Dallas. That is Sunday Night Football right here on WTHR. Fun. Against Dak Prescott in Dallas. That is a huge game. Got a late bye week in early December. So once again, another late bye week, and then down
the whole season.
Yeah, that's the whole season. So they don't have much coming after that bye week. Just 4 games after that. But hopefully at that point they'll be well in playoff contention. I know fans so they can kind of use this back end here maybe to rest up. You get at Minnesota, so they'll head up north to the Vikings, and then after that they got the Chargers once again the day after Christmas. Monday Night Football. Here again, and then at the New York Giants on New Year's Day. So they'll be spending New Year's Eve in New York.
Right.
And they round it out with the Texans.
Nice.
So what do you think? You've seen this new schedule that's come out. You've broken it down nicely for us. What do you think the Colts record? Do they win the division? Do they make the playoffs?
I do think this is a really strong chance for the Indianapolis Colts to win the division. The reason I say that is because obviously the Texans are rebuilding. Jacksonville's still in year 2 with Trevor Lawrence as their quarterback. We know they're going to have their struggles. The Colts have the pieces to make this work. It's a matter of if they're going to get this done. And when it comes to the Titans, who are their biggest competitors, they just got rid of A.J. Brown, their best receiver, which aside from Derrick Henry is probably the biggest threat when they play the Colts is A.J. Brown. He is now elsewhere. He's now in Philly. So they will be seeing him later in the season, but not in the division. So I think the Colts have a really, really good chance here. It's going to be dependent on how this team starts with a new quarterback once again. If they can get off to a fast start.
Yeah, and starting on the road for those first 2 games.
I have 2 questions.
Yes. Yep.
So out of all the teams, it looks like the Texans were on there twice, but why was Jacksonville on there twice?
So you play each division opponent twice. 4 teams in the division: the Colts, the Jaguars, the Texans, and the Titans. So they each play each other twice. There are 6 division games. I have them winning majority of them, except I think they drop 1 to the Titans. I just think in Nashville, it's always hard to play down there. I'm going to go ahead and say that week 2 at Jacksonville, circle that one, because I think they're not going to let what happened last January happen again down there.
I don't think so.
The fans came dressed as clowns because it was that bad in Jacksonville, and then the Colts were the ones that were clowns. So I think they remember that. It's like a scar, they say. So.
Oh, Jim Irsay would be so mad.
Yeah,
like he might fire somebody the next day.
Yeah, it will not. It might
cancel
the rest of the season. It's over at week 2 if that happens. So I don't know. I hate making predictions. Right? Vegas has it 9.5 for the Colts right now. Wins. That's where I'm taking the over, guys.
I am too. I think they
Only
get to
9.5 wins.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think they get to 10-7. I think they win the division and they finally get back to the playoffs.
I think so too. I'm with you there. And I could see them messing around and going 11-5. I really can. I think that game in New England is very interesting. I also think the game in Denver is very interesting, just because it's so early in the season. And I do think they have the capability to beat the Patriots. And if the juice is there and they're having a good start to the season, they're going to be hyped for New England.
Yeah.
Felicia, are you going to be a Bears fan still? Are you going to?
No, we've already converted her.
This has been a big conversation in my household because I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do.
They have a lot of Colts flavor now. The Bears have a lot of Colts flavor. Their head coach, the former defensive coordinator here, Matt Eberflus, a couple of defensive guys are now up there from the Colts. So hey,
Teddy can.
I mean, we're talking about a whole new wardrobe that I've had to adjust to.
Yeah.
It's a lot of blue.
You're surrounded by the blue.
I know.
It's basically just creeping in on you.
It's
only a matter of time, my friend. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, but they weren't on the schedule, so it depends on how far we end up going this season.
Yeah, and
how far they end up going.
So yeah, you can always hop on the bandwagon whenever you want.
Yeah.
All right, let's check with some folks here. Teresa says, I'm with you, Scott. Go Colts. Mark says, thanks, Taylor. Good job.
Thanks,
Tammy
guys.
says, it's way too early to be talking football. LOL.
Never.
I know. Glenn says, go Colts. Tanya says, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So
Let's hope it's a win.
There you go.
And we've got Tammy, Carolyn, Robbie with us tonight, Teresa. We've got Piper joining us from Arkansas tonight.
Oh, cool.
Diehard Colts fans. Piper,
Aw.
nice
Pretty
to have
cool.
you here. Ralph is
Woo
back
pig to
with us. Dan's with us. Scott from Kokomo, Joyce from Versailles. Got a lot of folks joining us.
A lot of people. Hey, everyone's excited. I know they said it's too early to talk about football. I think if you have racing, football, we got playoff hockey going on right now, playoff basketball.
Yeah.
Look, I'm here for it all.
There you go.
Who wins the Grand Prix this weekend?
I'm going another young guy. I think because we're coming off of a Pato Award win. It was the youngest podium ever in IndyCar history last week, or last race in Birmingham. I could see an Alex Palou pulling it off here. Joseph Newgarden's hot, but I could see an Alex Palou getting this done.
All right.
Maybe some Ganassi does well.
And then who wins the 500?
Oh, geez.
Oh, goodness gracious. I haven't even gotten there yet, Scott. Can we get past the weekend first?
Oh, sure.
We'll have you back on.
Yeah, why don't you think about that while Dave Calabro interviews Elio Castroneves? Check this out.
Hi, everybody. Dave Calabro at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is pretty cool. Elio Castroneves is on the cover on the program for the Indianapolis 500, the first driver to ever be on the program. I mean, just your emotions, my friend.
Oh, Dave, you know me for a long time. I wear my passion, my emotion on sleeves, and obviously this is something that I think the last time it was probably me, Dario, and a couple of drivers, the big dogs, let's put it this way.
Yeah.
And now
Yourself?
By myself, but it means so much. I can't believe it. It's what a great race last year.
You teared up. That got to you, didn't it? Also having a street named after you. And again, this is just about the emotion you have for this place and how much you love the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the fans.
But this place is about that. I mean, and I think people that really understand what I'm saying, their father used to bring them here. Now they bring their kids, their grandfather. It is an amazing place, tradition, and I love this. This is going to be hopefully for a long time. And again, this street is, I told them.
No speed limit,
No speed limit, right? You can go as fast as you want. But in the end of the day, wow, what a great way to start month of May.
So 4th Street now, Castroneves drives. So when you come to the track, you got to check it out. So congratulations, Elio. Now tonight it's the Club, the debut of a big show you're going to see on NBC Saturday afternoon. All the 4-time winners getting together last summer.
Please, guys, don't miss it. It is absolutely an amazing piece with all those amazing guys. Unfortunately, our dear friend Alan Senior not here with us anymore. So it's a great opportunity to remember him as well. And again, and enjoy this gods of racing. And I'm just can't believe I'm part of this.
Way to go.
Thank you.
The Drive for 5 is on with Elio. I'm Dave Calabro.
Woo! Gotta get the. I
love
made my
Elio.
decision. I made
Okay.
my Indy 500 choice.
Okay.
Hammy?
Should I say it out loud?
Yes.
Okay.
Get on
I'm
record.
rolling with
Is this
Joseph
a-
Newgarden this year. I think he finally gets it done.
Good choice. He's been a hot driver so far.
He's been hot. I think Team Penske, these cars are fast, and they're moving this season. I think Joseph already has 2 wins under his belt this season. I think it's about time he finally gets it done.
Yeah.
Just became a dad
Aw.
a couple of weeks ago. He's doing well this season. I'm going Joseph.
He'd be a great champion.
Yes, he would
See
be a
if
great
can do it.
champion.
All right, how's our weather again tomorrow?
Qualifying looks great. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. Mid-80s. You're going to have a perfect
Wear your
day
sunscreen?
out there. Wear your sunscreen for sure.
Absolutely.
And extra water. And then we'll just be on the lookout for some pop-up storms on Saturday for the Grand Prix. Don't let this scare you from going out there. It's a great race, a great time, and anything that pops up isn't going to last long.
Okay.
So we'll keep you updated.
Tonight at 11, Dave Calabro goes one-on-one with Roger Penske. And if you want to see the complete interview, you can go to Dave's podcast or go to WTHR.com. We've got it for you there. We'll have it for you at 11 as well. For Felicia, Taylor, Angela, I'm Scott. Thanks for joining us. See you at 11.